Everybody, I'm Jim Hughes, and we are bringing you this edition of Oxford News this week. On the headline front, mother of the Oxford school shooter found guilty in involuntary manslaughter. A new proposed class, a program for student enrichment. The Board of Education introducing that. And the girls' varsity basketball teammates unite for a good cause. That and more coming up on this edition of Oxford News this week. The mother of the Oxford High School shooter has been found guilty on 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter after 7 days of testimony and 2 days of jury deliberation. The jury of the 12 had to consider testimonies of nearly 500 pieces of evidence that were introduced to decide the verdict. This was the first trial in history where the prosecutors sought to hold a parent criminally responsible for the school shooting carried out by their child. She will then be sentenced on April 9th, faces up to 15 years in prison. Following the jury decision on February 6th, Oakland County Sheriff's Michael Burchard released a statement about her conviction. Burchard said, quoting, "The families of the victims and community have this unwavering support," and he applauded the jury for plowing new ground with this verdict. Burchard ended the statement with the emphasis of ongoing help and support resources available for the community through the Sheriff's Office and the Oxford Resiliency Center. The Sheriff's Office can be reached at 248-858-5000, and the Resiliency Center can be contacted 248-653-5511. A brand new career technical education program through the Oxford High School students has been proposed during the January 23rd regular Board of Education meeting. Director of Career Focused Education, Lisa Butts, gave a presentation for a proposed teacher cadet program, a course for juniors and seniors that would join 10 other CTE programs in Oxford. A student survey in July of the 2021 ranked teacher education as a course in the highest demand, with 19% of the secondary students interested. The Future Educators class will expose students to multiple facets of education through field experience, classroom projects, and more. Internal instructor interviews are set to begin this month, and the first course would begin next school year if it's state approved. Attempted concurrently, a process of Butts said is typical for the state approved programs. In addition to the school board news, Oxford Middle School Principal Brad Bigelow gave an update on the Oxford Middle School academic break time program during the January 23rd meeting as well. Oxford Middle School administration implemented the academic break time program for the 2023-2024 school year. The program gives each grade a 36-minute block combining lunchtime and free time for enriching activities at the student's discretion, such as going maybe to the gymnasium or the media center during the warmer months. Students went outside, played games, walked on the nature pathway. Bigelow said the research shows that importance of having a formal break during the day. Middle school staff recently compiled preliminary data on the effect of the break that it had on its students. Bigelow said there's no direct correlation yet, as the practice is still in the early stages, but the school has been 43% reduction in office referrals since implementing the program. 88% of the students have said they could find an engaging activity each day to participate in. 68% said they feel having an academic break time helped increase their focus and organization in the classroom. A woman passed away after falling through the ice, and this might be a learning moment here, on the Milford Township Pond on February 1st. The Oakland County Sheriff's Office search and rescue team worked alongside Milford Police, Township Police, and fire departments and other local dive teams after being dispatched to Hubble Pond for a dog that appeared to be stuck on the ice. After saving the dog, they spotted several other personal items near the ice edge and the coat in the pond near the surface. Divers were able to recover a 75-year-old victim who had fallen through the ice and took her to shore, where medics began life-saving measures. Medics took the woman to the hospital, where doctors pronounced her dead around 5 hours after the initial rescue response. Following the incident, Oakland County Sheriff Michael Burchard urged the community to assume that all ice is not safe, given recent temperature fluctuations. Bouchard also said citizens should not attempt to save animals that go through the ice. They should instead call the fire department or even the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. Police are actually seeking the public assistance of locating a 6-week-old victim, infant, missing from the Auburn Hills area. The infant was believed to be with her mother, who reportedly cannot properly care for the infant due to mental and health issues. On February 5th, family members of the 32-year-old Amanda Rose Prowse-Smith reported the two as missing. Prowse-Smith allegedly assaulted a family member on the 2nd of February in the Auburn Hills home where her infant was present the same day the two went missing. According to Auburn Hills Police, Prowse-Smith, the baby has no documented birth record and has not been seen by a doctor. Family members told the police that Prowse-Smith has a long history of mental illness and was not stable enough to care for the child. Children Protective Services has confirmed that Prowse-Smith has 2 other children who have been removed for care due to their mother's mental state. Police said that she does not have a cell phone, vehicle, or any means of providing for herself or even the child. Anyone with any information, you're definitely encouraged to dial 911 or your local police agency. There is a brand new manager being introduced for the Davis Family Farm Market. Of course, that farm market located at Seymour Lake Park, Township Park, hosts up to 20 vendors on Saturdays, May through October. The new market manager is the owner of Cornelis Agency, Farm Bureau Insurance. Melissa Cornelis is already an active member in the administration as a volunteer for the Oxford Downtown Development Authority and as an ambassador for the Oxford and Orient Chamber of Commerce. She also earned the Orient Chamber's 2023 Business Person of the Year Award for her willingness to go above and beyond in supporting her community and women in business. Cornelis works with the DDA on their downtown market, so she hopes to collaborate with those vendors and officials to bring the two together, growing and attracting vendors and customers. Her first goal is to reach out to the previous vendors to discuss one-on-one and get some feedback on how they can make improvements for the Township Park. When you hear the word gourmet dog treats, probably won't come to mind, but the word is an apt description of the craft. Andrea Cicero, founder of Pupper Butter Treats, the pet treat and supply business located in the village of Oxford. It was founded almost 2 years ago, just recently moved into a new storefront. Cicero wanted to create a comfortable space for the love of dogs. She makes all-nature handmade baked treats. As a process, they started with the unique peanut butter problem. Cicero feeds her dogs a raw diet. After failing attempts to find what she calls a clean peanut butter for her furry friends, she decided to start making her own. Now, Cicero sells 3 flavors. The treats are made from homemade milled oat flour to include their homemade peanut butter. One special diet-safe version contains only apples and carrots. In addition to the treats, Pupper Butter sells other U.S.-made items like enrichment toys, health products. Again, she urges the use of her business to help local rescues, accepting donations and passing them on. Checking out Pupper Butter Treats on Facebook for additional information and pictures of the many furry faces that you'll see at the store. Sounds like a nice, healthy option for your pet. In our Behind the Lens segment, we're always happy with that. Walking in the winter, Funderland. Take a look at this snapshot that was snapped on the snowy streets. Oh, the cold streets of Mackinac Island. The hum of the snowmobiles echoing through the quiet streets is typical through the wintertime. However, summer crowds not there. Suddenly, it's absent, cold weather, and the winter setting upon Mackinac. A nice little picture here to remind us of what it's like when we're not there in the summer. In our last story today, kindness in the face of cancer. Up next, Dave Kenny will have Auto Talk and Science in the News. Stay tuned. We have a special sports broadcast coming up. Our own Jebediah Calhoun will be bringing you that on Oxford News this week.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for kids, teens, or young adults. It's just not.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals and volatile organic compounds into your body.
And nicotine, the same highly addictive substance found in regular cigarettes.
Nicotine can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s,
affecting learning, memory, attention, and impulse control, and priming the brain for other addictions.
Vaping products also come in kid-friendly flavors that can make them appealing to youth.
And many kids also use other drugs, like marijuana, in vaping devices.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media,
many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping, because when you talk, they hear you.
Canine Stray Rescue is Oxford's own local dog rescue. Each year they take in hundreds of dogs and bring them into suitable homes. A certified nonprofit organization, Canine Dog Rescue strives to give pound dogs a new leash on life. To donate, adopt, or even volunteer, call them at 248-628-0435 or go to their website, dogsaver.org, and click on the Canine Stray Rescue League link.
Welcome to this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from Automotive News. In our first story, the 2025 Porsche Taycan sedan arrives in stores this summer and starts at, $101,395. The wagon-style Taycan Cross Turismo variant lands in the fall starting at, $113,095, and prices include shipping. Taycan sales rose 4.1% to 7,570 last year, representing 10% of Porsche's U.S. volume. The freshened Taycan offered in rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive variants gets design tweaks, an updated chassis and suspension, and lighter, more energy-efficient batteries. The sting of a higher sticker price, the 2025 base model carries an $8,500 premium over the outgoing model before shipping, is offset by more standard content including adaptive air suspension, lane change assist technology, a heated steering wheel, new cooling system, and the latest generation of the Porsche driver experience display and control system. The standard rear-wheel drive Taycan delivers 402 horsepower and sprints from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.5 seconds, or 0.6 seconds quicker than the current model. Meanwhile, the performance all-wheel drive Taycan Turbo S spits out 938 horsepower and reaches 0 to 60 in a neck-snapping 2.3 seconds, making it the quickest production Porsche. The 2025 Taycan sports a new heat pump and rear axle motor with up to 85 kilowatts of additional power. The mid-cycle update addresses two of the biggest challenges of EV ownership: driving range and charging times. While Porsche did not reveal the EPA range estimates for the model, a prototype topped 360 miles during testing in Southern California. And the 2025 model is quicker at the charging station, capable of refilling its battery from 10 to 80% in as little as 18 minutes. The Taycan can hook up to an 800-volt DC station and charge at up to 320 kilowatts. Ryan Kirchner, new car sales manager at Porsche Main Line in suburban Philadelphia, said the range and charging speed improvements make the Taycan more appealing and competitive. On a road trip, the time you are stopped will be comparable to a gas car, Kirchner said. Porsche sharpened the design and created more differentiation for the turbo performance models. Styling updates include new front fenders, headlights, and taillights. The Porsche logo in the rear light strip features a 3D design. The Taycan comes standard with door sill protectors in brushed aluminum, and leather-free interiors are optional. In our next story on recalls, American Honda is recalling more than 750,000 U.S. vehicles due to an airbag that may deploy unintentionally during a crash, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said on February 6th. The front passenger seat weight sensor may crack and short-circuit, failing to suppress the airbag as intended, NHTSA said. The recall includes certain Honda Pilot, Accord, and Civic sedans made between 2020 and 2022, and some Honda CR-Vs and Passport vehicles manufactured between 2020 and 2021. In December, the company initiated a recall for about 4.5 million vehicles worldwide over risks of fuel pump failure, which included 2.5 million vehicles in the U.S. In another action, reported February 6, General Motors is recalling 323,232 pickups to address an issue with the tailgate that may open while driving, potentially causing a road hazard, NHTSA said. The recall includes some Chevrolet Silverado 2500s, 3500s, and GMC Sierra 2500 and 3500 vehicles equipped with power-on-latching tailgates, the agency said. Well, that's it for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.
When the world's endangered animals need help most, when their lives are at greatest risk, when they would otherwise be lost, the International Fund for Animal Welfare is there, taking action to rescue the animals we love, to protect them and their threatened natural habitats. But the danger to animals the world over is growing, and the need for your help has never been more urgent. On land, you'll help stop poachers from threatening and killing elephants and big cats for the illegal wildlife trade. In the oceans, you'll help rescue dolphins, whales, and seals from deadly hazards. And you'll help rescue, rehabilitate, and release vulnerable animals when disasters strike. Here at home and around the world, we can't do this work without you. See how you can help animals and people thrive together at joinifall.org.
Hi, I'm Jebediah Calhoun from Oxford Community Television. I'm here with Oxford News This Week with the sports. The Oxford girls varsity basketball team teamed up for a cause beyond the sport on Thursday, January 25th. The Oxford High School Gymnasium was filled with students paying tribute and honoring Anna St. Juliana, one of the students killed in the tragedy over 2 years ago. Every year since, the girls basketball team has used one of its home games to honor her memory and raise money for the Hana Memorial Garden Fund. Before the game began, students shared their memories of St. Juliana and what she meant to them. Captains of the opposing team, Stony Creek, presented flowers to Oxford captains Lexi Yankee and Peyton Richard to pay tribute. Head coach Rachel Breyer said the girls look forward to seeing their friends come out and enjoy something bigger than what they're able to do at the home game. At the final buzzer of the game, the Cougars came out victorious over the Wildcats, 49-38. But the matchup was very close throughout, giving the Wildcats a good outlook on the team's capabilities for the rest of the season. The game set the record of 7 wins and 5 losses. It's been quite an impressive season so far. The second signing day ceremony of the school year brought smiles and cheer to students, parents, and other participants on the Oxford High School Gymnasium. 8 Oxford High School student athletes signed their national letters of intent on February 7th, declaring their commitment to playing athletics at the collegiate level. There were 2 divers, 2 soccer players, 2 football players, 1 swimmer, and 1 golfer who sported their college gear and stood to give speeches behind tables decked out with students in the same school spirit attire. The students will be traveling in and out of state for college, from Pennsylvania to Ohio to Massachusetts. Their hard work, determination, and dedication got them here. Best of luck to the talented Wildcats in their upcoming sports seasons and their collegiate futures. I'm Jebediah Calhoun. Thank you so much for watching Oxford News This Week Sports.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from New Scientist. Smaller dogs with long noses like miniature dachshunds and Shiba Inus live the longest according to an analysis of over 580,000 dogs in the UK. Meanwhile, medium-sized breeds such as English Bulldogs and Shih Tzus are the shortest lived. Despite the UK being a nation of dog lovers, we don't have a great handle on our dog population in general, and more specifically, their expected lifespan, says Kirsten McMillan at Dogs Trust, a welfare charity in the UK. To conduct a comprehensive analysis of dog longevity, McMillan and her colleagues collected data from various sources, including vets, pet insurance companies, and animal welfare charities. The data included 584,734 dogs belonging to 155 breeds, of which 284,734 were unfortunately deceased. The dogs had an average lifespan of 12.5 years. Female dogs had a slightly higher life expectancy of 12.7 compared to the males of 12.4. When sorted into categories based on their size and face shape, the team found that long-nosed, small dogs of both sexes had the highest life expectancy, surviving 13.3 years on average. With an expected lifespan of just 9.1 and 9.6 years old, male and female medium-sized, flat-faced dogs had the worst outcomes, respectively. Most flat-faced breeds, large or small, don't do well. For example, French Bulldog, St. Bernards, and Presa Canarios, says McMillan. Flat-faced dogs are known to face a range of health problems, including issues with breathing, digestion, and even sleep, which may explain their shorter lives. One of the most surprising findings was that purebreds had a greater life expectancy than crossbreeds at 12.7 years compared to with just 12 years for the crossbreed. There has been a long belief that crossbred dogs are longer lived than purebred dogs due to the concept of hybrid vigor, says Audrey Ruppel at Virginia Tech, who wasn't involved in the study. This refers to the idea that hybrid animals or plants might be healthier because they have more variation in their genes. But this needs to be investigated further, says Ruppel. Hopefully, this study sparks more research into exactly why some breeds are dying young and ultimately improves their lives of all the dogs, said McMillan. Well, that's it for this edition of Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny.
Canine Stray Rescue does just that. Rescue stray dogs for new families. But they need your help. Become a volunteer at Canine Stray Rescue League of Michigan. Take dogs for walks, help them socialize with others, and help them get adopted. Fill out an application and help a family add a new member today.
And in our last story this week, kindness in the face of cancer. Current and former students of the Oxford schools have shaved their heads in support of their beloved third grade teacher, Mrs. Bartlow, who was recently diagnosed with breast cancer. In an incredible bond between the teachers and the students, they impact Oxford elementary students are also fundraising for money. Humble Design, in honor of her. Humble Design is a nonprofit organization that Oxford Elementary has been contributing since late last year. The bright smiles of the newly shaven Oxford Elementary students go to show just how much they cared for their teacher. And that's going to wrap it up. OCTV can be viewed on Spectrum Charter, Channel 191, Channel 99 on the ATT Uverse system. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, or even Roku. That's where I watch. If you have a show idea, maybe you'd like to be a volunteer, you can contact our office, OCTV. Give our office a call at 248-628-9658. Special thank you to our producer-director today. Oh, yes, he's doing sports. And, of course, Jebediah Calhoun running the big show in the back. Thanks to all the videographers that send us video pictures and stuff like that. News writer extraordinaire, Allison Miller. She makes it better. And our editor, back editing this one, Marissa Haruska, and our programmer, Connie Miller. For program coordinator, Dan Zweiss, station manager, Terry Stiles, who will be back with me in the chair next week. For everyone here at OCTV, I'm Jim Hughes, hoping you have a safe week. I invite you back next time. And again, that's when we will take a look at Oxford News this week.